All right, guys, welcome back to Becoming Next on Scene. I am so excited to be here with the amazing Michelle Roth, one world-renowned bridal designer. She's been on so many different platforms in terms of media, and she's also launching an accessory line, which we're so excited to talk about. So, Michelle, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, and thank you indeed for that very warm welcome.
Of course. And you're actually
a pleasure to be on Next on Scene with you.
Of course. And you're actually back for a second episode with me. You have been on before with your brother, which is so fun.
Yes, I have. I feel like I'm coming home.
I know. I love it. I love it. So today we're really going to talk all about weddings and bridal gowns and all the things, because that is Michelle's expertise, everyone. So, Michelle, let's get started with the first question. So, are brides getting married, or has the pandemic caused an overall drop in wedding ceremonies? Let's talk about that.
That actually is a really good question, and I am sure that there are a lot of statistics that we can refer to from either major blogs or influencers or editors, and whilst I'm sure that there's going to be studies and lots of charts about this, I just want to add what I have seen, and it might not be quantifiable, but it's very heartwarming. When the pandemic arrived, I was certain, like most people in the bridal industry, is that this would have a huge negative impact on brides and grooms. Well, for very obvious reasons, because wedding celebrations are really very socially interactive. So what I have seen is that love defies even a pandemic. So I just really want to tell you that I'm so inspired and so invigorated by the fact that brides and grooms are actually not allowing these really difficult circumstances to interfere with their weddings. They have had to become much more flexible. They've had to pivot dramatically, whether it's to a two-person ceremony or a socially distanced Zoom celebration. And I think what it's really shown us is what it's like to really be human, to be disappointed, to have to sit with that feeling. And what I have seen is a tremendous resilience with brides and grooms who have been able to regroup, find other solutions to their weddings, and go ahead with wedding plans. So my tip here is that if you are hesitating, go ahead with your wedding plans, because when it's going to be deemed safe, there is going to be a bridal boom. That's for sure.
So true. Now, what would you say about wedding gowns? Are people still, the brides, are they still buying the same type of wedding gowns? Are they wearing wedding gowns? What are they doing now, Michelle? Tell us.
In most cases, brides are definitely choosing to wear the dress of their dreams and without compromise. I mean, they'll wear it once, they might wear it even twice, but they don't want to sacrifice what they have wanted to wear because of what's going on. Mm-hmm. So in fact, in 2020, I've been even more creative and created the largest collection in my entire career, because this year really demanded much more from me. And I was guided by the needs of the brides during this time. So from what I have seen, decisions are being made in answer to a pivotal and a visceral response to what brides are asking themselves. And they're saying, what dress do I really want to wear? And they're really empowered by their choices. And I had one bride, for example, who changed the location of her wedding. And she still wanted to wear her ball gown. So what happened? She wore her ball gown on a beach. So
I love it. That's awesome.
To herself. She was true to herself. So I would say that most brides are definitely wearing the dress of their dreams, for sure.
I love it. Now, in terms of trends, because you're the designer, like what are the bridal trends right now? Like, I'm so fascinated. So elaborate more on that for us.
I will elaborate on that. I think 2020 is the year for brides to be guided by their own feelings and emotions, especially when choosing their own gown. For example, the latest collection, which you'll see on my website on michelleroth.com, has emotions as the driver for creating all my dresses. And it's really based on the myriad of calls that I've had with my brides, either texting, emailing, calling me. And I'm going to try and explain what I mean by the emotion. if you go to my website, you're going to see that there are certain styles, or all the styles are going to be linked up with a certain emotion. So for example, you're going to see Charlton, which is a fit to flare, very fitted dress. And that one is impactful. So the bride who wants impact is going to choose that, regardless of where her location is, regardless of her body type. Maine, an A-line Mikado dress with pockets, fitted bodice, buttons going all the way down the back. That's more of the refined, graceful Audrey Hepburn emotion. Ashford, square neckline, chantilly lace, sweeping A-line skirt. That speaks to confidence. Or a little short dress, lace, see-through. And what is that? That's a new fashion statement. It's the fashion statement of intimate. So brides are basically creating their own trends. And that's verified by the fact that the designs that are getting the most interest, either from brides or from media, are a full gamut. It's a full range, from Birkin, the short dress, to Maine, which is a complete classic.
Totally.
So trends are out the window. Trends are what the brides make them now.
I love it. And that's just like you were saying, like all based on the emotion, which
All
is so true.
emotion. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. I never thought about that into perspective. And do you find, just a side note too, do you find a lot of your brides use Google and like Pinterest and social media to get any sort of inspiration, or do they kind of just walk in and say, like, I'm just curious on that?
A lot of brides, well, what I suggest is that brides go to Pinterest. I've created a huge Pinterest board, and they go to Pinterest, create their own, and they're going to find different themes are going to come up for themselves. Different ideas are going to emerge. And that's why I love Pinterest so much, because it really gives you the gamut to play and to just explore. I just love that.
Totally. So now also with the pandemic, online shopping has gone like out of the roof, right? So can we talk about how brides are actually physically shopping for their gowns? Are they looking online and buying, or are they coming in with masks on? You know, like, because you have them in Kleinfeld, so I'm so curious about that.
So you've got the online shopper and you have the in-person shopper. So let's start with online. I think that I advocate what is comfortable for brides, because it really is a personal experience. So my recommendation is, if you're going to go online, if you're going to go that avenue, just to make sure you read reviews and customer feedback, because they're essential and it's invaluable information. And also, don't have your expectations too high. So if something arrives and it's great, that's wonderful. And if not, okay. You just have to be open to all eventualities. But I think the tip here is really to order very much in advance, so that you know what you're getting. And in case it doesn't work out, you have a chance to go back and have another look through and see what else you can do to find your dress. For in-person, I mean, I personally love going in store, because
Same.
Yeah, I just think that's the way to go for me, because buying your dress, in my opinion, is still a rite of passage, and it has, you know, you're sharing with loved ones. And I think one of the best things about Kleinfeld, the store, is you have amazing consultants, and they're going to make you feel really terrific. It's going to make it an appointment to remember. And the other part of that is that when you walk into Kleinfeld, there's a lot of protocol. So there's hand sanitizer, there's the temperature taking, there is the plexiglass all over the place, there's masks. Any bride that tries on a dress, that dress is then taken to a special area where it is sanitized before it goes back onto the floor. So it's something that's very, very personal, again, if you want to go in store. And just a disclaimer, you know, you might want to go in person, but every store has its own protocol. So you might want to call in advance and find out what their protocol is, and then decide how comfortable you are about going in, because really there's no guarantee. We all know that.
So true. Now, to add on to dresses and online shopping and even in person, let's talk about your accessories that you're launching for your company.
My accessory line. Yes, my accessory line. I got very busy.
They're so gorgeous, Michelle. So
Thank
detailed.
you.
And talk about like the inspiration and what people can expect.
The accessories line is really based on earrings and headpieces. And I love bold. This is the period for me to just go bold. And that's what I did with the accessories. So we have anything from large Swarovski crystals with floral motifs. I have organza earrings. I have so many different types of fabrications and metals that we've used as well. And what's really fabulous is that these earrings can be worn not only as a memento, of course, but they can be worn in your regular life, not just the wedding.
Totally what I was going to say. I love that.
Fashion, style.
Totally.
And they are available just at Kleinfeld. And just giving you a little secret, and that is my trunk show is coming up December 22nd till the 27th. And as an incentive for all brides, we are offering every bride who purchases a dress, a Michelle Roth dress, will receive a pair of earrings up to the value of $200. And it's any selection, whichever of the Michelle Roth earrings, that is a gift from us to that bride.
So nice.
For the launch of the accessories collection.
So nice.
Yeah.
I literally took the words out of my mouth. I was like, you can wear it beyond your wedding day. Like they are like solid pieces, like so elegant and like day to night outfits. Like loved that concept.
Mementos, absolute mementos, which fit with everything.
Totally.
With jeans, with wedding dresses, anything.
So what inspired you to do that, to take the jump and say, these are the pieces I wanted to add to this collection?
Well, as you can tell, I'm very much into earrings. That is my thing. My thing is earrings. It's always been earrings and it's always been headpieces. I just love earrings. And I started playing around with different materials and different fabrications. And I started coming up with these larger pieces. And it was during this time when we were all hunkered down that I could really take the time to work on some new designs. And so it was really born out of this period of time. And I'm just so thrilled. I am just really thrilled with the outcome.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. Everybody listening or watching this video needs to investigate. So they're all on michelleroth.com and at Kleinfeld's, right?
Correct. Yes. They're on my website under the tab accessories.
So fun. A question that many brides that have been married want to know. What can you do with your wedding dress beyond your wedding day?
There are actually a few options. So there's an option where you can refashion or redesign your wedding dress, and you can make it short, but wear it in the same color and accessorize differently. The second way is, which we used to do with halic cleaners. Again, we would redesign the dress and halic cleaners would dye it. However, there is a caveat there about dyeing wedding dresses because different fabrics take dye differently. Plus, each wedding dress has 2 or 3 different fabrications. So you might have a dress that looks like a tie-dye rather than one exact color.
Right.
And the third thing, which is something that I really is very close to my heart, is that a lot of brides can donate their wedding dresses. Sometimes you can get a tax donation. The charities that I've been donating to are Brides Across America and Brides Against Breast Cancer. And there are quite a few others. So it feels good that you know that your dress is going to somebody who is going to use it again. And so those are the options with wedding dresses.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so now let's talk about you and your brother because I adore you both so much. So obviously you both are wedding designers. Is Henry still doing wedding gowns with you? Tell us all about where you guys are at with that.
So Henry and I are brother and sister. And at the moment with Henry, the Henry Roth collection has been put on pause because we're really throwing everything into Michelle Roth. So I definitely consult with Henry on the Michelle Roth. And we've always loved working together. I don't advocate that for everybody because it's, handled with care when you're working with family. But for Henry and I, it always worked. I mean, we are completely different characters. You know us both. But we have the same idea in terms of business acumen. Our design philosophies are a little bit different, which is great. but we've always had the same sort of respect for each other. And so we've always worked very, very well together. So the Henry Roth collection is still available, and it's still available at Kleinfeld. So it can still be purchased, but we're just not adding anything new to the Henry Roth collection at the moment. At the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. And he's also working on a project too. So he has a few moving parts anyway.
And he's in Sydney, Australia. So he's there right now.
And also, so I want to bring this up because you go back and forth from New York to Australia on a regular basis. Like, how is that lifestyle, by the way? Because that's a long flight, Michelle.
It's not bad. I think one of the first things I do is I get off the plane and run to the beach. Though I have not been able to do that lately.
Totally.
So I've had to do with Zoom and FaceTime.
Hey, whatever. You make it work.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Totally make it work. You have to just pivot like brides and grooms, and you have to just go with what's happening and make different solutions for yourself.
So true. So prior to the pandemic, like how often were you making that trip?
I was going to Australia 4 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was so amazing because your whole photo shoot too, like you and Henry are still running the shoots and everything there, which is amazing.
We still run our shoots there. Yeah. You know, our parents have been in bridal for 60 years. So we have a heritage, which we are very, very proud of. And it's a legacy. So for us, bridal is our life. It truly is.
So it's been so inspiring to watch, like the expansion, the growth. Like you guys are just so awesome, doing such great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so tell us, why are you exclusive to Kleinfeld's?
Very good question. Very good question. Kleinfeld is my home. We have been the preferred designers at Kleinfeld for many, many years. And we have a tremendous amount of respect for Kleinfeld, for everything that they're doing. And I think especially now in these times when things are so tough, you don't abandon people. And we are certainly exclusive to Kleinfeld, and we will remain so. I am sure that the brides will be coming back from around the country and from overseas, and we just have to hold on and keep believing, and this will be over at a certain point in time.
So true. This is a random question about your designs, your dresses. How many dresses would you say have you designed in a lifetime thus far?
Hundreds.
Amazing.
Hundreds.
Amazing.
Yes.
So cool.
I love
cool
it.
To think about.
I dream it. It's always with me. I can't explain. It's just always in my mind. If I see a piece of fabric, or if I see something that has texture to it, or it's constantly in my mind, and it comes out in the dresses. I just really, really love it.
And now with the accessories too, Michelle, all of it.
Love it.
I know, you're so awesome.
Head to almost toes. You never know. You never know.
Shoes. Are you hinting that shoes will be the next venture? I love it.
Could very well be.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Okay, so you're so amazing. Before we play game time, tell everybody how they can follow you on social media and purchase stuff with you.
Absolutely. We are on every social media handle you can imagine. So you can follow us on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Michelle Roth Brides, and you can always make an appointment at Kleinfeld. Just go online and you can make an appointment straight away.
Love it. And just remind everybody too when the trunk show is for your accessories.
Trunk show, December 22nd to 27th is the launch. And then after that, they will remain at Kleinfeld for purchase.
So exciting. Love it. Okay, Michelle, are you ready for game time?
Uh-oh, I'm ready.
You are ready. You've been born ready. It's totally fine. Okay, so Michelle, what is Michelle Roth's favorite food?
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers, I love it. Okay, so are we talking like the standard licorice, the strawberry licorice? Because they have fun flavored ones.
The original. I go with original. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking to the choir. I love it.
Love Twizzlers. Okay,
being that you're a world-renowned traveler, where is your favorite place you've ever traveled, and what is your bucket list destination?
Sydney is my favorite for obvious reasons, and my bucket list is Portofino in Italy.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do you get a lot of dress inspiration there too, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume.
Tremendous.
Yeah. So fun. Okay, now being that you're a designer, this is a great question. So if you could wear one outfit for the rest of your life, from head to toe, what would Michelle Roth wear and why?
Okay, you're not going to believe this. All right. I would most probably wear leggings, but very well cut leggings, greatest fabric ever, and a very fitted black top. That would be my
Comfy,
favorite.
casual. What kind of
Comfy.
shoes? Sneakers, flip flops. What are we?
Rings.
And funny earrings. Okay, cool.
No, I like stilettos. I like heels.
Ooh,
Pointy toes.
oh my God, so fun. Okay, this has been so fun to listen to. Okay, last question.
Yes.
If you could spend a day with somebody, dead or alive, you've never met, who would you choose and why?
I would most probably choose a musician, and it would most probably, well, maybe not a musician, but I love opera singing. And if I could spend a day with Joan Sutherland, I would do it.
Amazing.
She would be my girl. She would be my girl.
So wait, a side note, do you practice opera singing on the side?
I don't practice, but I do sing to myself these days.
I love it.
Senza di te la neguisci il cor. Little wobbly parody.
Michelle, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, I remember my singing teacher at the Conservatorium of Music, and I always remember her telling me about Joan Sutherland, and I would have loved to meet her. I obviously went to her concerts at the Sydney Opera House, and it was transporting.
That's
literally
so inspiring. You are just a world full of knowledge, inspiration, all the things. And side note too, because we didn't talk, I don't know if we talked about this, we did with Henry, but you wrote, you interviewed your mom and wrote this book with her and your sister, which is so amazing.
My mother's book, The Right Time to Speak, is really a chronicle of her life, and it took us 4 years. And that was a journey that I will cherish for the rest of my life. So I do love writing and editing, and that truly was an experience forever. And what I learned, I thought I knew a lot about my mother. I honestly did, and I learned even more. It was phenomenal.
You guys are just so talented. Designers, authors, producers, all the things. It's just like that one-stop shop experience. It's so awesome.
Thank you, Jackie.
Oh my God, of course, Michelle. This has been awesome.
I feel so good speak to you. You know, we should do this every day. So good.
I'm always down to interview you anytime. You know you're my favorite. So can you tell everybody again how they can follow you on social media and reach out again?
You can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest. It's Michelle Roth Brides. And I'm also on my website, which is michelleroth.com. And what else? And everything is at Kleinfeld.
Yeah.
The whole collection's at Kleinfeld exclusively.
So exciting. And I said earlier before you even came on that you and your brother designed my wedding dress. So it's sentimental to me, to all our new listeners.
Yes.
So I just wanted to.
Tara was the name of your dress. Tara.
Yep.
I remember it. And you looked spectacular. Oh my goodness. So spectacular.
I loved it. So you are I have a soft spot for you guys outside of everything, you know, it's just so sentimental to me. So everybody needs to check out Michelle Roth's line, her new accessories, all the things. Thank you, Michelle, for coming on today. This was so much fun.
Jackie. You are just amazing, and I love speaking with you. Thank you so much for everything that you do as well.
Of course. And everybody, thanks for tuning in to Becoming Next on Scene, and stay tuned for who's next on Scene.